Welcome to the show. It's your boy Mahesh Chukalingo. I got another one here for you guys today. Please click that like, subscribe, and the bell notification so that you can get more of my content. I am constantly improving, constantly developing, and constantly trying to do whatever I can to bring fresh new content to you with my perspective. All right, moving into the next episode today, I got Mark Moss, or I'll share his link down below to his core. He gives courses, and he's a teacher or a mentor for investing, and somebody that I follow because I also do investing. And like I said, there is another channel I would put in the links below that you could go check out, which is our entrepreneurial channel that I do with my partner Jim Whitman. Like I said, please click like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and let's get started. This episode, I'm just kind of going to review and go through this little news clip with Mark Moss about his take on the economy, because we are living in some serious times right now, and we should be educated enough so that we know what to do with our money, how to invest, how to protect ourselves, and how to prepare for the transition we are going through around the world. So again, let's get started. Here we go.
News this week because of the latest data that just came out, which goes against everything they would have us believe. And what is that? Well, it's this Biden's remark from last month about 0%. As a matter of fact, let's hear it directly from the president's mouth. Let's play that clip.
Zero. Today, we received news that our economy had 0% inflation in the month of July. 0%.
0%.
All right, so you heard it. We have 0% inflation, right? That's what he said. Well, not exactly. That's not exactly what we have. Like I said, we're going to peel back past the narrative. We're going to look at the exact data. But I want you to just frame up a couple things first. So one, the White House, the president, the White House, and the Federal Reserve, Jay Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve, says that they are strongly committed, not just committed, but strongly committed. Not they just want to, they would like to. No, they are strongly committed to inflation fight. We're going to come back to that in a little bit. Just keep that in their mind. But just like I want to show you what strongly committed looks like when it comes to inflation. So this is a CPI chart. This is going back till 2009. This gray area right here represents the 2008 Great Financial Crash. This is the CPI data going back till 2009. Here we are right here today at our new print of 8.3%. All right, the red line that I've added here is about, this is where the goal of the Federal Reserve is. So their goal is they want it to be at 2%. So they only want to steal 2% of your wealth per year. That's all, only 2%. Why not, right? But that's their goal. Now, what you can see here is that they've had a hard time actually getting that. It went a little bit above 2% here, but for the most part, it's been below the line. It barely popped out there, barely popped out there. But for the most part, so 2014, 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, even 2020, the story was we can't get the inflation. No matter what we do, no matter how much money we pump into the system, we can't get the desired target of 2%. Well, then they said something, Jerome Powell said, we're gonna let it run hot, meaning we're gonna overshoot the target, and then we'll just take an average. When they went to overshoot the target, it went up to 9%. So the goal was 2, they ended up at 9. That shows you the precision that they have. That's why I wanted to see this visually. So if they're committed to getting it back down to 2%, I'd ask you a question. Do you think they're going to land exactly on 2%, or are they going to overshoot the goal by as much as they overshot it? And the last time, you can leave me a comment down below and let me know. Hit the goal or overshoot it. Let me know. Drop either one of those while you're at it. If you want to give me some thumbs up on this video while you're at it. Oh, and hit that subscribe button. Okay, I also want to show you that it's not just the Fed, and it's not just the Fed and the Biden administration that's off. All analysts are, pretty much all analysts are off. 47 of 50 economists missed this. So a couple of them had it. It was BMO, BMO is the one that got it at the 8.3. HSBC was 8.2, B of A 8.2, Ings 8.2. They're all pretty close. JP Morgan Chase 8.1, and it goes down from there. So all the analysts were off. Everyone was expecting to be lower than it is, and it was shocking to be this high. However, in my opinion, the data is even more shocking if you get past the narrative. So let's dig into this. But the first thing, I want to pull up this word real quick, gaslighting. You hear it all the time, right? The media The White House, they're gaslighting you. What does that mean? Well, what it means is that it's a form of emotional abuse. As a matter of fact, I have the definition right here. I just thought you should read this. What is gaslighting? It's a form of manipulation to make the victim, that would be you, make the victim believe what's happening to them isn't actually happening. And the reality they have is not true. Well, what you're seeing isn't true. Oh no, prices aren't really going up. As a matter of fact, we have no inflation, right? That's what they're saying. A few examples are lying or denying something and refusing to admit the lie. So what's that they're saying? Oh, they're saying, let's go Brandon. That's not what the crowd was saying, right? What you're hearing isn't what you're hearing. It's insisting that you're remembering it wrong. Oh no, that's not how it was. It was totally different. All the facts, everything basically coming out of the White House, telling you that you're overreacting when you call them out on it.
Sound
so
familiar?
These are forms of gaslighting. Now that you know this, you'll understand what that word is. So when they say things like, the data is actually good. Like, actually, wages are going up. That's a good thing. Or prices have actually been flat. Well, we're going to look at the data, and we're going to find out if they are gaslighting us all. So, like I said, forget the facts, forget the opinions. Let's look at the facts. Let's look at the data and see exactly what it says here. All right, the details. So, if we dig into the nitty-gritty, we open up the curtains, let's see what we can see. I like this first chart, and then we'll dig into a little bit more detail. I like this chart because it's colorful. So what we can see here is these are prices, and they're tracking along pretty flat. And now we can see them here in 2021 taking off, right?
Boom.
What we can see here is these different colors are different assets. So what we have here in the blue, so this blue section is services. So when you want to get your car washed or your massage or your hair cut or whatever, right? Those are services that you would pay for. And what you can see is they are going up. So services are actually up by a lot. Then we have food is this yellow part right here. And what we can see is that, yep, food is up as well. Then we have in the blue part is commodities. And so we can see right here, yep, they're up as well. So we can see services are up, commodities up, and food's up. So what came down? Oh, this orange part. This orange part came down a little bit. What's that? Oh, that's energy. So energy came down a little bit, even though everything else in the basket went up. Well, that's interesting. Let's take a look at that. As a matter of fact, let's dig a little bit deeper into the details. There's a couple things that I highlighted here I wanted to show you. So these are the categorization of all the expenses that we have here. This is from the BLS website. This is the Bureau of Labor Statistics. They're the ones that put out the number. There's a screenshot from their website. Again, in the description, there's a link. You can download this whole slide pack, all these charts if you want to look at them. Okay, and so we have month over month, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. This is the last month reading. Now what we have here is under energy, so all this is energy commodities, gasoline, fuel oil, energy services, and electricity. And that is what's come down. So when I look at the entire month, the only thing that's come down is energy, and we have a little bit, 0.1 of cars, used cars. So that's used cars and trucks came down a little bit. Okay, so really the only thing that came down is energy. And I want to dig into that for a minute because that is where this real manipulation lies, and it tells us what's coming next. Okay, so looking at energy, there's a couple things that we're going to dig into. First of all, this picture right here, gas shortage. No more than 10 gallons of gas per customer. In the 70s, there was a massive energy crisis. An oil crisis led to a gas crisis, and depending on what your license plate was, you could only get gas on certain days of the week. You'd have to wait in line for hours and hours and hours. Sometimes by the time you got up there, they were out of gas. They limited how much you can get, 10 gallons at a time, and so forth. Now that's an interesting parallel in time that we're going to come back to, so don't forget that date. But let's take a look at this. So gasoline. So gasoline is down big time, right? Congratulations, Joe Biden is patting himself on the back because he brought the prices down. So if he is responsible to get the prices down, then he should also be responsible for them going up in the first place. If he can control the weather, the energy prices. So let's take a look at this. So here's average price of gasoline. Okay, this is going back to 2015. So you can see from 2015, They've been pretty flat, so they've spent a lot of time below $2.50, a little bit of time above $2.50, but it's about the average. So for the last, 7, 8 years, it's been about $2.50 a gallon. Now right here is where President Biden took office. And I would probably actually put it right back here, because that's when he actually won the election. He didn't actually take office for a while later. As you can see, since he took office, gas prices have shot up. And they haven't just shot up a little bit. As a matter of fact, they're up 120% since he took office. 120%.
All right, guys. I'll let you go and watch the full video. I've seen it already. So I just wanted to share that with you. And I kind of wanted you to get an idea of the amount of news that's not out there to the masses, and why people are having to go to places like YouTube and podcasts and Joe Rogan and Jimmy Dore and Tim Pool and Russell Brand and all these people, because CNN, MSNBC, Fox, not too much. Fox is kind of like at war with itself right now. It's split down the middle between, executives wanting certain things to go out there, but then also you got the talent at Fox that's like, hey, this is what's popular right now. We should be pushing this. And that's kind of what's going on at Fox. So you also got to take whatever comes out of Fox with a grain of salt. All of them, even the YouTube people. You need to look at multiple sources. This is what I do. This is how I look at the news, right? We got Twitter, we got Truth Social, we got Instagram, we got YouTube, we got Rumble, we got BitChute, we have Parler, we have what's that other one called? Telegram, and also Getter, right? Then we have Discord. Then we have Signal. Then we have Tribble or Tribal, or so. I guess that's a offshoot of Facebook in some way. And we have MeWe. We have LinkedIn and TikTok and much more, right? Then we got Blog Post. I use also Quora. I use Medium, and I also get on Stereo. There's a lot of different ways to get out there and look at messaging from across all platforms, and then cross-reference it to what's not being said, or what they all kind of are agreeing on, because that there's two techniques there, right? That's how you investigate. That's how you do investigative journalism. And if you can reach out to the sources with a text or a DM or however you can, they get back to you, then you can verify your source that way too. That's another technique. All this stuff I learned because my family is in the media industry. That's my grandfather behind my head. He's from Trinidad and Tobago. He was a well-known, respected journalist who ran a newspaper called the TNT Mirror. Originally, he was known for the Bomb, which was prior to that newspaper, where he exposed some corruption in the legal systems of Trinidad and Tobago. And so you see, it runs in my blood. Basically, folks, wake up. We're being manipulated, and as he just pointed out, we're being gaslit. So let's all work together to educate each other. That's why I got into this, is because I saw there was a need, and there is a need, with all the censorship and with all the mainstream manipulations going on right now. And they're hurting us, because I have family members and friends who won't talk to me, or maybe has pulled away from me. They're destroying lives. They're destroying relationships, because they're getting one group of people to close off their minds and close off their perceptions and close off everything and feel safe and secure in one reality. They're doing the same thing with the other side, getting them in one reality. And then no one wants to talk to each other, and no one wants to share information, and no one wants to discuss or debate anything. Everybody's avoiding conflict, and everybody's willing and ready to throw the other group in a train car to go to an American-style retention camp for re-education, should it ever come up. Because that's the level of psychology this country is descending into. Anyway, go check out Mark Moss, The Real Data the Fed Doesn't Want You to See. I will post a link in the description below. And again, guys, please like, share, subscribe. And if you want me to make more content, I am going to start doing more lives. And catch you guys on the next one. Thank you.